Hello my fellow crafters, welcome back to my channel. My name is David and today we're going to finish that journal that I started. There's part 1 and 2 already, and this is going to be part 3 and it's going to be the final part. So there's a lot of little things I need to do. Some I will film, some I will just show you the end result. But what I will do today is decorate my journal, and I get a lot of questions. I've done some videos about that already. But I do get a lot of questions still from people. So I'm just going to take you through it with me step by step and see where it leads us. So let's do that. Let's switch the cameras around. And this is what I've done so far. One video I made the tags and then I decorated the signatures in another one. This one is completely done. The other ones still have to be finished on the inside. I'll do that off camera because it's the same thing I did before. But this thing, that's going to be fun. I'm going to be decorating my new Passport XL journal. Passport XL is a slightly bigger size and I love that size, and I'm going to decorate this. Now this is a gift for someone who watches my videos and already figured out that I was doing this for him. Go figure. But anyway, that doesn't really matter because I'm going to be finishing it off and give it to him anyway. Now he's an orange freak, so this is going to be all sorts of orange. I've got 3 colors of fresco finish. I've got lunar paste in orange. It's actually called traffic cone. Fun name. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to get messy. So first things first, you don't have to. And I'm still debating with myself whether or not to put a layer of gesso on. I think I'm not gonna, because this feels pretty smooth but textured. So I think it will grab a hold of it. So what I'm going to do first, let's see which is the lightest one. I'm going to start with this one, the opaque one, and then I'm going to build up different colors with the other ones and see how it turns out. I might grab some other colors to go with it. I'm going to use, these are water wipes. I like those because it's water, nothing else that's in there, but they're very wet. So I'm going to use that to paint, but I'm just going to squeeze it out a bit so that they're not that wet, fairly. And that's what I'm going to use to color. Now let me get my very scruffy little MixedMedia mat out. It's dirty, but hey. Now you can use brushes for this, you can use sponges for this, but I'm going to try this to see if I can get a really nice and smooth application. So let's put a big blob of that on. Grab some with the baby wipe, and I'm just gonna put that on. Now I chose the brown one instead of the gray one because if the brown comes through a bit, I don't mind. It's actually a color that doesn't clash with the orange. So I actually like what I'm seeing because you can still see some of the texture coming through. So I'm giving this a wash all over, front and back. And what I love about the paper artsy paints is that they dry really quick. So let's see how this dries. But I think for a first layer, that is fine. And as I said, I like that you can still see the texture from the brown underneath. Gives it a more grungy look. Just giving that a blast with the heat tool to dry. I like that mottled look it gives. So next what I'm going to do, grab a tiny bit, start here, and from the edge coming in, so I'm not going to fill up the inside, just blend that in inwards. Thinning it out the more we come towards the inside. Switching to a cleaner bit, and just blend that. There we go. Inside is still clean, which is quite a miracle for me, but okay. I think this is enough. Let's dry that. And let's move on to the other one, that's Persimmon. Now this is a transparent one. They feel a bit different than the opaque ones. But as it is transparent, you can see whatever underneath coming through, which is fun, I think. So grab a clean piece of baby wipe. I'm going to squeeze that out again, just so that it's not that wet. Fold it, and then grab some of the paint, work that into my baby wipe, and sort of do the same. Put that on. You see the transparency? So this doesn't interfere with whatever's underneath, and I think that's pretty cool. So I'm starting thin and just washing that towards the inside. Same here. Grabbing a bit more. Dabbing, rubbing, just all sorts of different ways of applying the paint. By dabbing it on, you get a bit more intensity. And in a way, that's what I want around the edge. Softening that a bit towards the inside. And I think I'm also going to do it here, just so we separate from the back. Does that make sense? So that when I close it, you see it coming from here as well. So let me give that a blast with the heat tool so we can see how that is turning out. If we need a second layer of this, I think this is fine. It's really getting that orange hue going on. That's cool. I'm just gonna put some more here in the center. Quickly dry that, and then I'm gonna come in with the darkest one. But again, because it's translucent, it's not gonna be drastic or dramatic, which is, I think, pretty cool. Okay, let's grab some of that Firebird. Shake it up. Curious to see how this will build up. Now I'm going to use the same baby wipe just because it's orange. Oh yes. Now I'm concentrating this more around the edge. Just going around, coming to a cleaner piece and blend that out a bit. Now a little tip here, work quick, because it dries quickly, this paint, which is fine. Now again with the dabbing motion, I'm going around. Okay, let's dry this, see what we have. I like it. We're getting a sort of a rusty vibe going on, which reminds me, bear with me, I'll grab another color. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work out, but we'll see. This is Rusty, the color actually called Rusty. I'm going to put that on the outside, I think, being the darkest color. And again, because it's a translucent, you're going to see everything underneath. You're truly just going to build up layers and layers and layers of goodness. So I'm not coming in as far as I did before. Staying at the edge. Just doing that dabbing motion. And I'm just gonna dab the edge. What we just did. So that's a lot of layers already. Lots of layers of paint. Just build it up. So now with whatever's left on my baby wipe, I'm just gonna go all over, create some sort of streaks of color to keep that mottled look. So let's see, let's dry again. It's a process with a lot of drying and patience, but I love it. It's still the same feel in a way as it was. Inside is relatively clean, which is cool. But yeah, I'm loving where this is going. Next I'm coming in with a stamp and I'm going to use my StazOn. However, I've got two brown ones. Just let me see which color I prefer. I'll do that by just stamping a bit on a scrap piece of paper. Yeah, I think this color is better. It's more red. So what I'm doing, I'm not going to use my stamp on a block. I'm just using StazOn on this. Why am I using StazOn? Because I'm stamping on plastic. And I want this to stay on there no matter what I'm going to use afterwards. I'm just do some partial stamping like that. See that? Like that. It's just about texture. I'll do the same here. I'm going to dry this again because, well, StazOn stays wet a bit longer. Now I was looking at this paste, traffic cone, and I don't like that color with this. It's too reddish orange, so I've got these as well. This one is called Roar. This one is called Guppy. And this is refined copper. But I think I'm going with maybe a combination of these two. I think that's fun. Still brand new. Haven't opened them yet, so let's open them. So I'm going to use this stencil. What I'm going to do is, let's do this one first. And this is very shiny, but I love that. And I don't want it perfect, I want it crunchy. There we go. I'll put some here as well. Normally I don't decorate the backs, but why not? Once the paste is on there, it helps to keep your stencil in place. There we go, and I'll throw this in my tub. Yeah, I'm liking this. So what I like to do is take my finger and go around the edge so the edges are nice and smooth. So I'm going to dry this and then I'm going to come in with a second color. Okay, so I've grabbed refined copper because I want a bit more vintage grunge on there, but still have to shine. So yeah, I like that. It's not the brightest, but it's a nice and cool look, I think. So again, I need to let this dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to work on the inside of my signatures. And I'm just going to use this stencil. And my spritzes. I'm just going to spritz that over my stencil. Like that. And with what's left on here, I'm just going to spritz that with 2 spritzes of water and press that onto my tag. And on this one, I just want some splattering. So I'm pressing that down using my paper towel just to make sure that nothing seeps from underneath there. Love that. You see that? That's cool. Let's put that to the side to dry as well. And let's do the final bits. And I'm going to use the same color and different stencil. Because, well, why not? Why not, right? So, rusty hinge. Pick that up, put that to the side to dry. We're running out of space. These two. Again, I'm going to spritz this. Put that onto my pocket. Like that. And press that. And then on this one, I'm multitasking here, doing 2 things, but it will work out well. Putting on some splatters. Just pressing that on, giving it time to sink in, peeling it off. And I'm going to throw this in my sink with water. My tub, I should say, my tub. And let this dry as well. Look how fun that looks. I'm going to clean up my mess here. Quickly gonna dry this. And I'm just going to use some stamps on there. I'm going to use my stays on as a block because it's right in front of me. Using stays on because, well, why not? It's there. Stamp that on. That did not go well, so grabbing my big block out because I can't see where I'm stamping and I have to do this a second time. And I know why, because this isn't flat, this is indented. Okay, so I'll line that up to the best of my abilities. But hey, I like that. That went well. Okay, and then I'm going to use this one just up there. Cool. It's texture, that's what it's about. I'm going to use the big guy here. Like that, letting him come off the pocket. And let's do this one for fun, shall we? It's the colors. There we go. Next, I'm going to fold the crease lines on my pocket. Force them. Do that on all the elements. Taking out my scorch timber and ink the edges. Okay, let's glue things down. So that's where it's going to go. So I'll do that off camera, finish the signatures, and then that should be dry, and then I'll be back. So my signatures are ready. I'm still debating whether I'm going to stitch them or not. I'm now leaning towards not, just because then it's easier for the person who gets this to write in it or take out pages if they're not good. And that's the benefit of having the loose leaf system. So I'm leaning towards not stitching them in, but I think they're cool. Right, and then they all have that pocket there. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, this isn't dry yet, but it's getting there. I'm just flattening this out a bit with my finger because the rest is pretty dry. Just do it with purpose, and then it will not be a disaster. So I'm taking a wax, antiquing wax in the color sepia, I don't know how to say that in English. I'm just going to load that into one of my stippling brushes. And let's see what that's going to do. Yes, that will help to give it even a more vintage, crunchy look. Just like that. I'm actually going to go over the whole this bright orange. That will just tone that back ever so slightly. You will still have the shine. You see the difference with this? So and this is what I do when I build these journals. I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Building layers, experimenting. If I don't like something, I'll see how to adjust it. So on and on like that. Now I will do the same here on the spine. Just might fold it like that to find the center bit, just so I know where it is, and then I will just go like that, darkening that bit up. Now this sepia is not a really intense color, but it does do something. It makes it look more vintage, more grungy. This is really coming together nicely. What I like to do with these waxes is melt them a bit. You see they go shiny, and then they will really sink into your project. You don't have to do this. Yeah, I found that they blend in nicer. So there's one little thing I want to do. Do I want to? No, 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 David, go away. What I'm going to do, using my sponge thingy, and grab some stays on. I just want some darker elements. Like that. That's beautiful. That pulls it together nicely. I'm going to do the same here. Again, it's another layer of texture. But I love that. It just finishes it up for me. Okay, this is now, I love this. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Doesn't need it, but I've got this stencil. This comes from one of the stencil packs that I designed. I will link that below. But I will just, it's an older one, and I'm not sure it's still available. I will just place that word journal there. Cover this up. Cover that up. There we go. And then with that same color and the same sponge, I will just put that on there. But in a thicker layer. There we go. Perfect. Journal. So here it is, the finished journal. I love it. It still needs to dry and settle a bit. The waxes are still a bit sticky, but that will be fine. I love how I did the word journal there. I love how this turned out. It's a fun little journal. And on the inside, we've got the signatures we made. Ready for him to go. You can use this for whatever he wants. So this is just a fun way to create a new journal. Fun gift. I think this is a great gift to give to someone who is just starting into journaling or is journaling with writing and just here and there a picture. I think that is a brilliant gift. So I hope you liked this series. This is the end result. I'll put some close-ups up in the on my Facebook. Let me just switch cameras. There we go. So I hope you liked it. I love how this one turned out. I think it's really, really pretty. I'm really happy with it. So if you like it too, give this video a thumbs up and consider to subscribe to my channel for more fun videos like this. I'll link all the Elizabeth Craft Designs products down below, and if you order through those links, you will get an extra 10% discount on those, not just my products, but the whole website. So take advantage of that. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you soon for the next one. Thank you. Bye.